go.
This is the Inside Spot, Chicago's premier aquarium podcast. Let's give it up for our hosts, Kyle, Glenn, and Branton Lightcap. This is the Inside Spot, Chicago's premier aquarium podcast.
Hey,
Oh, God.
hello.
No.
What's up, everybody? It's a Friday or Saturday night. I'm feeling all right. How is everyone doing?
What's going on, guys? Hopefully my internet's a little better tonight. So far, it looks crisp, so I'm happy with that.
Looking clear, man. Looking clear. Digging it.
Yeah, last week kind of pissed me off.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I had a run of technology fucking shit on early this week. Trying to launch my live on Wednesday was horrible. I had weird printer issues like Tuesday, dude. Technology, man. When it works, it's awesome, but when it doesn't, it is the most frustrating. I swear.
Yeah. Technology makes me rage like nothing else can. I swear to God.
Especially those YouTube uploads, right?
Oh my God, man. I'm just glad I scheduled that ahead of time and got ahead of that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, on the first run when you upload that first long video and you're like waiting, and then something goes wrong and then you have to redo it or whatever. It's like, oh my God, dude. Especially if you're uploading from your phone. Do you upload? You upload straight from your phone, right?
Yeah, I do everything from my phone.
Yeah.
So everything I do is from my phone. I mean, I've got the laptop, but I don't even know how I would send videos from my phone to the laptop to upload. I have no idea. I don't do that. I got my phone and that's what I do.
A cloud server is probably the easiest way, like just using like Google Drive or whatever. So you can just like log in on that. That's the way I think I would end up doing it. But dude, if I have it on my computer, I'll never freaking get around to it. I'll never do it.
It's just easier with my phone. Yeah, kind of like what you just said. You know, I more or less edited that video on my breaks at work, so you know it worked out.
Yeah, dude, that's the way to do it, man. You got to get that efficiency when you're trying to do this YouTube stuff on top of having a full-time job, running a fish room and hustling, man.
See, I'm glad this light behind me. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Every past live stream I've done since I've had this rack set up, that long light has been like right on the tank. It was a pain in the ass to take those lids on and off.
Yeah.
It sucked. Oh my God, I had to slide each one out. Like it was awful. So I got some like cheapo light risers on Temu. They were like $10. With the shipping, because that's all I got. Like if you're on Temu and you hit a certain, I think it's like $30 to get free shipping or whatever. But so I just wanted some generic light risers, and they actually work pretty sweet, man. I like them, and it doesn't really affect the video at all. I didn't know if I was going to.
I actually think it looks. I think it looks nice. It like brightens up the background and it gives you like a real cool, crisp background. I dig it.
Yeah.
But all right. So that chat is popping, man, and there's a lot of people in here. Welcome. We have a very interesting conversation planned today. Now it might sound like I was trying to be provocative a little bit or whatever. Maybe just a skosh. But really what I'm trying to get at is I stumbled upon this video. I should have put a link to the video. And maybe you guys have seen, let me find, you know what? It's in our text messages. I could find the name of the grade school. Hold on one second. Garnett Valley Middle School.
I have no idea.
So no, it's Garnett Valley Middle School, and basically they have an aquaculture class. All right, and this short I found it on Instagram, and they have this class that they do gardening outside, and then in the winter they have an amazing classroom setup fish tank, and they teach aquaculture. And I thought it was so crazy that they do that in like a grade school. But then it got me thinking. And we have people in the community that are teachers. Fishy Biz, he incorporates fish keeping into his classes as well. Um, the idea that it got to me was like, why why isn't aquariums why aren't aquariums looked at as having more value than just a novelty item, like just a piece of, I don't know, kind of like art in your fish room, or your house or whatever. It's not really the average person. When you talk about aquariums, it's almost kind of weird. They kind of are like, it's not like it's it's almost like they're like, huh, you got aquariums. Like it's not valued, I feel like, in a way that it should be to the average person. Now, our community is definitely skewed here. I think that there's like just like a sort of disconnect that we can work on, and I don't really know exactly how to fix it. But I think that we can kind of talk about some of the things uh, that are going on with that. Does the average does the average American? There's a lot of a words here. Does the average American value aquariums? So I made a post, and the post I didn't word it the way I really wanted to. Like the main idea was just, there's a huge economy behind aquariums, right? It creates jobs. There's fish stores. There's all this stuff. It's a large part of the economy. All right. Which needs to be supported by people that do those jobs. Um, so why isn't it taken more seriously as like a career field? Why isn't it even talked about in grade school? Um, why? And maybe it's just me, but why didn't I even know that at-home fish breeding was a thing until like 3 years ago? Um, and I think I represent the average person as far as Aquarius. I mean, like, I came into this and I got really heavy in, right? That's not average. But my entry into this was not very long ago. So I can remember it. And I just think that it's just like, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot to talk about there. Um and Yeah, so I have a couple like main points, and then to I guess connect these things, these ideas that I have, and then if there is anybody that feels strongly about this subject that would like to hop up and join us in this conversation and has
Yeah.
thoughts on, I do. If you're gonna pop up, I do want you to have. I mean, like, we're gonna try to kind of stay on this topic, and have a specific, like a point, the thing you want to really, really bring home to the conversation, and we can rotate through a few people. You don't have to stay long, and we also do have the Eric Wyrock sticker to be dropped today, guys. I will be releasing the Fishroom Punk Eric Wyrock sticker. I forgot to mention that. So if you guys see him in chats anywhere, he's in
Yeah, or if anybody knows how to get a hold of him, let him know.
Yeah, let him know, and if he shows up, I'll show him the sticker and everything, and we don't have to keep him hostage or anything, but at least that way he knows that it came out and everything. But I'll be
maybe Eric wants to come up when we give him a sticker. Yeah. But yeah, so it's interesting that you said, from your perspective, that you had no idea that, fish breeding at home was like a thing until you got into the hobby. And I think it becomes pretty relevant for most people that take the hobby seriously as soon as they get into the hobby, that it is a thing. Because I remember when I was little, I mean, I, you know, I knew a lot, grew up, had a lot of friends, and their parents had fish tanks and they were breeding. It wasn't anything crazy, but I remember going. I can't remember whose house it was, but they always had this big tank with guppies, and they were always breeding in there. They had mystery snails they were breeding in there, and it was, for me, it's kind of been that way from, for a long time. And it's weird to think about, your average person out there that is keeping an aquarium more so as like, right there on the mantle as you walk in the door, like, hey, look at that. That's cool. And that's pretty much all it's there for. Which may be, I guess, a little bit kind of what you're trying to hit on, Kyle, that, Americans, the vast majority of them don't really see, I guess, keeping fish how we see keeping fish.
So, all right. Yeah. I guess that is a part of it. This comment, I think, actually, I swear to God, Jesse might actually be like kind of in my brain. So, I feel like he might actually, I don't know if he might be trolling me, but or he's like an awesome wingman for this conversation. So, financially, marketability, aquariums, multi-billion-dollar industry. You would like to see them more validated. All right. So, how did our aquarium industry become a billion-dollar industry? All right, it became a billion-dollar industry through turnover and a lack of understanding in beginner aquarists. Like that's my problem, is that it's still not taken seriously. It's not about the market value. All right, it is value. There's so many jobs, there's so many fish breeding, based on these import laws and different tariffs that come in, that might increase the need for at-home breeding and local breeding of rare fish, right? If the average person isn't cued in on this or whatever, and it's just us, that means that there's a niche group of people. And if there's more people out there that are like seeing, I can't Branton at the moment. Yeah, that would have been a good one, man. It really would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but if anyone has it, hop on up. Jesus Christ, I gotta stop getting distracted by these comments because, like, that's why I'm trying not to engage because my brain is a fucking squirrel brain and I will not get anywhere.
I can keep an eye on chat if you want.
But I feel like it's just looked at, and maybe that's just aquarium. It's probably aquariums. That happens all over the world. I'm sure it's not just Americans. I'm just talking from Americans' perspective because that happens to be where I live, and it's who I am. So I'm just saying, like, Americans, like, if I look at around the average person, like, really just tell a random person you have a fish tank. They're like, oh, cool. It's like it doesn't. It's not taken seriously as like an account. Like if you have a dog, right? You have a dog. People are like, dude, fucking dogs, man. Yeah, dude, I got a dog. You got a dog. We got cats, dogs, whatever.
That's 90% of the algorithm. Remember?
Yeah, no, exactly. We're joking about that in the video, and it's just like there's like a understanding, and it's not like niche or it's not looked at as like, I don't know, man. Like I get a vibe of when I say. And maybe it's I think it is changing a little bit, but especially, I mean, freaking 20 years ago or whatever, it was so niche, like to have aquariums.
And now it could have a lot to do with too. I mean, other, from a historical standpoint, America is not that old, if that makes sense, and just because of that sole fact. Americans haven't been in the fish keeping hobby as long as other countries. The exact numbers on that, I don't know, but I feel like just because, we are so new as a whole to the hobby that we're kind of a little bit behind compared to places like Germany and, kind of old world countries.
I mean, honestly, like, if you just look at America in general, we are just a younger country. So I mean, like, we don't have a depth of. I mean, like, yeah. So I mean, maybe that could play a part of that too. We don't have a history in the hobby as much. My argument is not with anything specific to aquariums, it's the viewpoint of the average American, and like getting how, all right, so my goal for this conversation, I suppose, would be for me to come away with an understanding of like, how can I get the average kid or the average younger person to like see an aquarium and be like, wow, there's a whole economy behind that isn't just a turn and burn Petco economy. Like you go there, do those, like it doesn't have to be that, like it can be a more boutique style of selling, and like it could have more meaning, it could have more depth. um it doesn't have to be so novelty. The word that keeps coming up when I think about this, the average person that I think that I talk to, if I'm just walking down the street, and if I were to say it's a novelty thing to them, it's not like, it's like when you set up an aquarium and it's got plants, it's got nature, even if it's just a bare bottom Branton bare bottom tank over here, it's still it can symbolize so much more. And I just feel like I don't know how we get more people to see a value in that and start preparing possibly for, maybe more at home breeding, more localized, more of a localized economy. I don't know.
I'd like to address Jesse's comment. Actually, the United States leads in the hobby. That's pretty generic. I mean, what do you mean it leads in the hobby? What I'm saying is that as far as our fish keeping history, it is not as long as other countries. We may be leading the market monetarily in the hobby, which I have no idea about that, but it could be the fact that it is so new and such a new thing that is getting marketed quite a bit, and there is a lot of money to be made in the hobby. But I don't think we're specifically talking about money to be made. I think we're talking about valuing as a whole the aquarium hobby and what it has to offer. So you go to Germany, and I mean, they're always the first ones to get new fish. There's a reason Americans aren't, because we're not that OG fish keeping community. There's a reason a lot of things go to Japan first. We're not that OG fish keeping community. We kind of get the trickle down from all these other countries that have been in the hobby for a much longer time as a whole, which was the point I was trying to express.
Yeah. So and the statistics about America leading the hobby is really, so I Googled that, and depending on which way you search it and what, like, statistics for other countries as far as that go are really hit or miss. From what every website says. I am not a stats guy, statistics person.
So basically an example. A new pleco is found. Let's take some rare pleco that's found. Guess who's getting that pleco first? Probably Germany. And then it's going to take 3 or 4 years.
Links out there, guys. Someone wants to join. Sorry.
For that market to finally, come to America.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Is all I'm trying to get at. That they have been doing it a lot longer than us. They have a completely different viewpoint. Us as America. I mean, you go into a store overseas. I'll just keep using Germany as an example. You can walk in there and you can buy any live food culture that you want. I mean, and it's like a normal thing. You can't do that here. I mean, yeah, it exists and it's out there, but it ain't like it is over there. I mean, tissue culture plants are finally starting to, become a big thing. They've been doing that over there for a long time. I mean, they're just way ahead in the game than we are, in my opinion.
I feel like it's because we don't have as many people that see like this, like, dude, like look at the freaking, like, the aquascaping competitions. Look at how big those things are. International aquascaping competitions. That's a huge deal. And those freaking I mean, like, I just feel like there's just I feel like we as a whole have taken a more passive. I want to be like on the front lines aggressive. Like I want us to take over.
Yeah.
I think one example, and me and Jesse were commenting back and forth a little bit, and I really appreciate you, Jesse. So I hope that nothing comes off. We don't ever come off too aggressive because I really do appreciate the conversation. I wish you could come up here, but so one of the things I wanted to talk about was IFGA standards. So I'm a very novice in some of this stuff, but I've been able to talk to some people that are pretty high up in IFGA judges, like Bob Sternfield's an actual IFGA judge. And what he was saying is like our American standards, like if you judge a guppy by an American standard, dude, like the Asian standard, I think there's three versions. There's the American standard, German standard, or American standard, Asian standard, maybe German, but there or European. I don't know. There's a third one I can't remember, but the Asian standard is like it's more specific or whatever. And I feel like that's just another, and it's another thing. It's like they have this such depth of a field of view, like what you were saying, man. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Jeff?
I'm doing. Hi, everybody. That's saying hi in chat.
I thought you were catching the replay.
I was. I'm all mixed up on my days, though. I thought today was tomorrow. Yeah.
So, you got any feelings on this topic?
Yeah.
Which one?
I guess
I might not have read it.
So we were. Did you catch the beginning, or did you just happen to click back in?
No, I clicked back in.
I got you. So yeah, we're going in on the idea. I want to go to it. The point is, which I keep kind of losing it because there's so many facets to this conversation. But it's like the point is like, does the average American see value in aquariums past the turn and burn version of just like Petco economy, which is just like these places that sell them insanely expensive tanks, and then they don't fucking tell them how to keep them going, and then they burn them out, and then they find the next person to sell something to. And like,
that's a very easy answer, actually.
What's up?
The average American does not. They don't see fish life as equal.
Yeah, and I think that we are uniquely in the position as fucking hate the word's cheesy, but like I wouldn't even use it. The influencer was the word I was gonna say, but like we are people that have all these channels, and we are familiar with how to use YouTube. We're familiar with how to teach people about things and explain thoughts and concepts.
But whether we like it or not, if you post on YouTube, you're an influencer of some type at least. So I mean, there's no way around that.
What was that?
If you post on YouTube, no matter what, you're an influencer.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
because you're influencing somebody.
Yeah, and exactly. So we're all uniquely in that position to be able to do that, right? I would say. I mean, we've put years of effort into channels to be in the position to talk about these things. So it's like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I would like to brainstorm ways of like how do we do that? Like my girlfriend's a teacher, and it's like good luck finding a friggin' aquarium in any of the classrooms. I mean, she went to college. They set up a saltwater aquarium. That's cool. But it's like, I feel like kids should see them younger. So at least we get some of these kids involved in like Jesse has pointed out, a large part of our economy. Like, all right. So if we are leading, if America's leading in the economy of fish keeping, which, based on I think our population we would have an advantage of somewhat in that, maybe. I don't know.
And now I will say the daycare preschool that my wife works at, they have a betta tank in each one of the classrooms, which is cool.
Yeah.
But the people there that take care of these fish, I mean, before my wife started, I don't know how many fish they probably ran through. I mean, I don't know. But she's basically been taking care of these tanks ever since she started working there, and has been trying to keep these fish alive. And I tell her all the time to educate the staff that's there or whatever, and nobody cares.
And part of the problem, right?
Yeah, nobody cares. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's like how do you get the average person to just see? I think money talks. So I mean, like maybe if more people saw the large part of the economy, how many jobs there are in it.
No, because people are just selfish overall. So yeah.
Yep.
And is the audio better?
Yeah, I think
I think
it's
so.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Not crackling.
No.
But yeah, kind of like what Jeff. I mean, people just don't view fish as like a being worth their time. You know, I don't know. It just it sucks how they're viewed. I think in most scenarios,
people see themselves as the top tier, and everything else is below them. So it doesn't matter. Well, because most people are just selfish.
And so you're just
anything that's not them is just not worthwhile.
So you think it's an ego thing?
I think it's a humanity thing.
Humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they think of themselves as like the top tier predator. So everything beneath them is just nothing. It doesn't matter.
Ah, man.
I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's like that because you got people like us, but there's enough of them out there that it's problematic. Which is how we end up with filling in swamps to build skyscrapers. I mean, if everybody cared, nobody'd ever build anything because they'd be afraid to step on the bug.
Yeah. All right, so I got to shout this guy out real quick here. Fathom Aquatics. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted aquatics, outside in aquatics memberships. I even fuck up my own name. God damn. Oh my god. Thank you guys. Thank you, Alex, so much. All right. But yeah, did I just pick a black hole of a solution to try to come up with? I tend to do that. I mean, like I literally, a goal of mine was trying to get the first 5-star Taco Bell that would actually, be a successful Taco Bell, and that, oh my god. So I do pick some crazy outlandish goals, but it's just like I wish there was a way to. I mean, I think it's a very long term goal. I think that this is something that would have to start now, and you wouldn't even see effects of it until 20 years from now. But it's like it would have to be built. I think why that grade school short spoke to me so much when I saw it. Did you catch the thing that I was talking about the grade school, Jeff?
Only a little bit. So no, not really.
So the grade school that I saw was this. It was called Garnett Valley Middle School, and they basically do an outside gardening course throughout the summer, and then when it gets cold, they have everybody come in and they do an aquaculture course. And I was like, why is that just not more prevalent? Like, I feel like that should be, if we're talking about like a standard, like a common core part of our curriculum, why is that not part of it? Like, I don't understand how. All right, we have like because it's because even when I talk about it, I'm like, all right, well, I look to food. There's the fuck is it called? Home ec or whatever. You look to cook. You're learning how to cook and everything. You learn to take care of yourself. Like, why isn't it just more inherent to learn about taking care of, I don't know, the things around you too, like, and like making it more important.
I think it depends on your teacher, because I did have a teacher that was like that. He took us out on nature walks and stuff like that, and we would chop a hole in the ice, bring in a 5-gallon bucket of water and thaw it out and see all the creatures that came out of it.
Dude, I think I did that maybe once out of 12 years of school.
Yeah, our science teacher used to do it.
That's
I was gonna say,
that's
I
cool.
took an elective. It was an elective at our school. It was called environmental science, and I took that every time it was offered. And yeah, we would go on trips to like local prairies and stuff like that, and learn how to identify like wildflowers and plants and certain bugs and stuff like that. It was pretty neat. So yeah, I think it all depends on where you're at. I'm sure they're not doing a lot of that, inner city teaching, but like a lot of these rural communities, like where I grew up, I think it's a little more present.
What's up, Ed? How you doing, man?
What's going on, guys?
So it seemed like you had some feelings about this in the chat, or some thoughts, maybe.
Yeah, some of you know I've been in the industry for quite a few years, and like I said, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and aquariums were really popular. But I think one of the things we need to address is, let's face it, in today's day and age, most people are working 2 jobs. Some people are struggling financially. And I think a lot of people just don't have the reserved time to work with the aquariums, and they think it's too much work. But then also, like I said, years ago, the hobby was driven by mom and pop shops. And today you have the box stores and things like that. I have an online business, but here's what people do. People are, in my opinion, not everyone, but a lot of people are out there looking for whatever, and then they set themselves up for failure. And another thing I think is a lot of people look at aquariums from an ornamental standpoint. Not that there's a problem with that, but when they're taking it that way, it's just like you said, they're not taking the time to learn how to take care of these animals. So with my business and working with the CARES program and stuff, I'm in contact with people literally all over the world. And the one thing that I think is different about Americans, not that I think it's wrong or right or good or bad.
Yeah.
Americans treat the hobby more like an ornamental aspect. European countries, I find, and other countries look at it from like almost a more scientific method, if that makes sense. And what's really interesting, I was showing Branton pictures today of some of the people that were here over the last few years. I had a guy here from Germany last year, and he's like, wow, I wish I could have this. So one of the things I would tell everyone in America, appreciate if you have a big fish room, appreciate that, because in Europe they don't have the space, they don't have the big homes and stuff. They're lucky if they had maybe 10 or 15 aquariums. So I think sometimes we as hobbyists in America take for granted what we have.
Well, so that probably plays into the depth of knowledge then. I mean, if you can't have so many aquariums, you're going to look at the one that you have much more deeply.
And like you were hitting on with like different standards for judging and things like that in different countries. Yeah, so America goes to more aesthetic, and again, not good or bad, right or wrong. They go more aesthetic, and where other countries look for other, like when they're doing their show standards and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen a judging roster for what they look for, really in depth. But like I said, I'm pretty fortunate with people I know and have worked with over the years in different countries. They're all very friendly, but they look at the hobby differently. So when I knew I was going to get on this tonight because I thought this was a good topic.
No, I appreciate.
I actually mentioned. Yeah, I had mentioned before the stream that if we wanted to maybe ask you, Ed, if you wanted to come up. I was hoping that when we put that out there for anybody too, that you would,
because it's really hard for me. It's hard because like when you watch world tours of like different countries, and obviously the creators are going to go to the best spots. Like you're going to, so you're seeing the best of it. But even the best out there, man, some of that stuff, it's just, I've never seen anything near. Like, it's just like mind blowing. And so I'm like, how do I get that out of I want that in my culture. How do I get that? Like, how can I start influencing that to get there? Maybe it doesn't even need to. Maybe I'm trying to force a square peg into a round hole or whatever. I don't know. But I would like to see that. I don't know. And so I appreciate that you actually have a little bit of an actual viewpoint on that. Some of the
I think YouTube has its good and its bad and all that. It's just, but it's definitely a way of promoting the hobby in today's day and age. But then again, like I just said in one of the last streams, The bad thing about YouTube too, let's be honest, any of us could say we're a nuclear physicist and post something and nothing's vetted. So be very careful where you're getting your information. But, one of the things, like for me, I don't even go to club meetings anymore. I hang out with you guys because I have more fun with this. But yeah, I'm kind of one of the older guys on here, so I've seen how the hobby has changed. And I always tell people all the time, I love my hobby. And it really bothers me how it's declined over the years. And I think a lot of it's just how the average American family lifestyle has changed.
That's a really, I mean, it's such a like, the more and more I started talking, because when it was just me and Branton up here, the more and more I'm like, wow, this is so complex. It's hard to even like the idea and all of these things like you're talking about. I would have never thought about. All right, so like the average house size in Europe affecting the amount of aquariums they can keep, the average American lifestyle being affects the free money and free time, and then where you can dedicate all that stuff. It's like it's such a complex idea.
Well,
I guess it does.
Well, like another thing, in my fish room, each day I go through about 500 gallons of water each day.
Jesus.
In Europe, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do. They don't have the space for it, and believe it or not, they have to watch their water consumption in many of these countries. So they don't have that luxury. But when you go to some of these fish rooms in Europe, what do they focus on? I mean, they have beautifully aquascape. They let the plants do a lot of the work for them and stuff. I mean, it's really something. I figured next time I go over, which is hopefully soon, I'm actually going to film some that I can share with folks. But it's a whole different concept. But that's what I find interesting is the difference. And like I said, I think we as Americans take it more from an ornamental standpoint. But you're right. There's so many factors that contribute to it. It's just, for me, I literally started having aquariums in my home with my family when I was 4 years old. And I've worked in many stores and had my own businesses for years. And I can remember having my store in the 90s. I didn't have to advertise. I had people literally from everywhere that came, because that's where you had to get your products and your fish and stuff. And you were getting information from people that knew the hobby. So I think there's just so many things at play for it.
Yeah. Well, I just got thrown off here. I wanted to say thank you to Skull for posting that link for the Garnet Valley, the YouTube channel for Garnet Valley. I'm telling you, if you watch, the short that I saw shows that classroom so much better, because the YouTube video, I think the most recent one was like 5 years old.
He had a full-on fish room going in there. That was pretty cool.
Dude, it is a really cool place, and that's what it was so shocking to see. I'm like,
they had ponds outside too. They must be raising food fish out there.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It is. It's an
like some tilapia or something. Yeah.
So I didn't get an in-depth view. I commented on it, and I probably should have sent a message or whatever. But I commented, and I was like, just hoping that maybe the teacher would reach out. I'm like, dude, please reach out. Like, I would love to get to talk to you, because I want to know how did you make this happen. They definitely come from like an affluent school. Like, it's a nice school. Like, it's got some money. So I mean, like, when you like that definitely changes things, what you could do. But I mean, I think the average school could make a lot happen. It's just you'd have to really do a lot of business, working with getting donations and stuff like that. I think for the average school.
Well, I think also it might be a little hard to find somebody with the know-how that's also a teacher. I don't think that's a very common thing to coincide. I mean,
so maybe a good question to ask is, do you guys think that there would be a value? Well, obviously, I think it's obvious that there would be some sort of value in it, but maybe that's not maybe we shouldn't assume anything's obvious. Is there a value, or do you think that it would be appropriate that more schools should add that as an average class, like to understand food. I mean, because I think the way they have it split up is actually, like, I think that covers a large, like, all right, understanding how your food grows, understanding that, like, you can raise food fish. Not that everyone's going to freaking raise food fish, but just understanding, like,
even just understanding where your food comes from.
Yeah, like that's the idea. That's what I'm trying to get, is like where all of that comes from, how it's grown, how it's like, you know, like how does it get to your freaking door, giving you a deeper connection. I think is like the thing. Overall, I think that's just what I want. It's just a deeper.
There are a lot of adults out there that only know that hamburger comes from a grocery store. Nothing else about it.
Well, you said that, Kyle, and it was funny. We had some fish last night for dinner, and Willow would not eat the fish because I have all the fish, right? She's like, "Oh, poor fishy, poor fishy." I was like, "This girl loves bacon." I was like, "Where do you think that bacon comes from?" So you know, I can see it being real easy for, you know, unless kids are taught that you know, you would just think that, well, food comes from McDonald's or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's kind of wild to think about, but
yeah, the first time your kid realizes like chicken nuggets are chickens, and well, I mean, at this point, I don't know if a chicken nugget from McDonald's is actually chicken, but
yeah. So,
but
Ed said that YouTube was a good platform for new fish keepers and stuff. There are good channels out there for new people. There's also some very bogus ones where they feed you misinformation for the sake of clout.
Channel clout Charlie's, man.
Yeah. Well, it's very bad for new keepers, and it can taint them on the hobby itself. There's active, you know, stuff like that actively going on now. It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
So we've had a lot of, I guess, kind of despair about the solutions. This is part of it, though. I like this. We have an outstanding high school science teacher. She has a small tank on every table, and I stock them every year. Good guy Stan. I fucking love that, man. Yeah. Much props to you, and obviously we all knew you were a good guy because you're always hanging out with us and everything around here. But he's hell yeah, right, man. That made me really happy to hear that. Yeah, I would like to see that more often, man. I just want to see kids understanding what, dude, we got arguable. I don't even know if that's not the way I want to put that. Inarguable fact, we are losing our coral reefs. All right, no one is even talking about it. Like, no one even talks about it. The average person doesn't give a shit. More people would care if they saw fish in an aquarium, and then we're like, huh, those are the things that are swimming outside. Like, like maybe that should be more important to me. I don't know what.
You might be giving some people more credit than is due. They may not comprehend that part.
You don't think it would matter? It still wouldn't matter?
Well, I think they would think it's still magic.
What do you mean magic?
That they just appear. You know, the outside world doesn't really exist.
I gotcha. Like they.
Kind of like the whole hamburger magically appearing. Yeah.
Well, but isn't that what aquariums do, though? Or is it still? But
not necessarily. There's still a disconnect.
That's the disconnect, though, right? Yeah. Isn't that the thing? That's the novelty thing that I keep saying. Is we view aquariums as a novelty, and we don't view it as connected to nature. And that's the American perspective on aquariums in a box.
It could be city versus rural, even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very well. I work in Chicago, so I have like kind of maybe a distorted view.
Playground.
Yeah, the concrete yeah, dude. I mean, in my building, there's 4 tiers, 16 apartments, in each tier. If I had to guess, at least 150 people. There's one family that has, because there's shared apartments and everything, so it's at least 150 people. One family has a fish that I know of, and I recently just saw an aquarium air pump wind up. We have a free table, so there's an aquarium air pump and a bag of gravel back there, and I'm like, did that fish die? Like, out of the whole building, one aquarium. Like, but
so Kyle, are you saying you'd like to see schools and colleges get more active? Is that what you're kind of saying?
I think that's a solution. I think that if we had more people at a lower grade level, just having kids more involved, and like, there is an economy that supports this. There are jobs in a future in this.
Yeah.
And you can be part of that if you learn that, especially if someone's trying to build a business. When's the best time to build a business? When you're young and you don't have overhead, if you're living with your family, all right? And you start getting a hold of this stuff, like Benny, the guy that we've had on the channel here. He's building himself a business. I don't want to talk about everything because I know stuff that his dad has told me, and I don't want to tell the world that because it's all them. But like, that kid is trying to build himself a future now. And if more kids were like that, I'm not saying that everyone needs to be involved in fish keeping, but I'm just saying, like, if you saw that, then there would be on average a larger respect for, I don't know, nature, fish keeping as part of the economy and everything.
Well, yeah, but at the same time too, let's be honest about this, okay?
All right.
So respectfully, I don't disagree with you. I hear what you're saying. But I think this platform right here, YouTube, sends out a false narrative to a lot of people where they think they can quit their jobs and open a fish business. I've had my business for over 8 years. I still
not what I was trying to say, but yeah.
You know. So so for me, although I appreciate and I don't disagree with what you're saying, I think there's a little bit more that people can learn from it, because we can learn so many things about ourselves and about our world through this hobby. So, like, prime example, the CARES program offers a program, and so does the ALA offer a program to schools where they'll assist you with the program and give you information. Like, say if you have a science lab that's working on conservation and they want to learn more about so there are programs out there. But like, I think one of the things that, like, I'm all for more people getting into the hobby and more people driving the hobby, but let's not look at it through rose-colored glasses. Because a few of my friends and I that have been in this hobby for a while and have businesses, if you look at the average person that starts an aquatic business, I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer. If they last 3 years, they're going to be in for the long haul. Because what it is, let's be honest, those of us that have these fish in aquariums, it's work. It's work, you know. So I can understand. So that would be one thing. Like, hey, if you want to do this, that's great. Let's give them the information, the tools to get them started with it. I'm totally for that. But like, for me, at the risk of sounding like I said, a Debbie Downer, when I see these videos on YouTube, breed fish for profit, I cringe because people really don't understand the concept of what it takes.
I think that there's going to be an evolution of our economy that, like, because of online and everything, like, I think that with maybe, like, dude, I mean, like, exporting could be changing or importing could be changing. I mean, tariffs and all that stuff, that maybe smaller businesses a side hustle is what I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
Like, smaller boutique people, like what we were talking about, getting some of these more boutique breeders. I mean, if we brought in the idea of the European home model, where they don't have as many aquariums, right? Smaller aquariums, so they're focusing more on like 1 or 2 species, maybe a couple really aquascape plants. All right, so that was just more common amongst a bunch of people. We would have a stronger baseline of, man, this is so hard for me to keep straight because there's so many things I'm trying to get through in every statement.
I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, I think there will be a change in the hobby in the next few years.
Yeah, and I think that, like, because Petco, I mean, they're fucking, dude, I don't know, and it's every Petco's different, but it's just like, it's so depressing every time you fucking go there, and that's like the average person's viewpoint of this. It's like, dude, come on, I don't want people to see that. That's why it looks like novelty, and it doesn't look like something that's like real and like has value. It's just sold as so hollow. Like the depth and like, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself out there.
All right.
But it's just the truth. They treat it as a product.
Yeah.
We are the breeder. We as the breeders and the people that love this hobby treat them as an animal that deserves respect and to be treated humanely. I'm not saying
we treat our customers like an actual person too.
And
I think that's the other part of it.
And I'll tell you something. I've worked for some of these big stores. As a matter of fact, one of these big box stores, I was an animal companion lead for the district. And then years ago, they got bought out and it completely changed. Before they got bought out, and you guys can probably figure out who this was, I would have recommended anyone work for the company. And I'm not trying to bash any company or anything, but what it is, in my opinion, these box stores treat these animals as a product. And those of us that love this hobby or people that want to get into this hobby, they want to succeed. So it's not like you're going to buy a bottle of Dr. Pepper. You know, you're putting money into a live animal or a product for a live animal. You're investing your time, but you're investing in sparking a passion. So it's totally different than going out, buying a Dr. Pepper, buying food, buying eggs. It's totally different. That's the problem I have with the big box stores.
So do you think that there should be more laws in place for like animal cruelty as far as like, I mean, like, I don't, see, I'm like I'm scoffing at that, but I don't.
Dude, can I tell you something? You really don't want to get me started with that.
Oh, yeah, I can see it in your face.
No, so like real quick, this is slightly off topic, but a prime example. I was the vice president for a parrot rescue for 10
hon,
years.
You froze up. Oh, no, there we go.
I was a vice president for a parrot rescue for 10 years. I went in on a case, Commonwealth of PA, the only animals in the Commonwealth of PA that have humane rights are dogs and cats, which means any other animal has no legislation to protect them. You can do whatever you want with them, how many of them you want, treat them whatever way you want. That's a problem. So yeah, that's a whole new can of worms there.
maybe that's a separate live stream.
It is. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to take 30 seconds. But I mean, honestly, I'm not. I don't mean to bash the box stores, but I mean, if you look at it, they're treating it. Not everyone. There are some people, these box stores that are great, but they just
turn it. They treat it as a turnover, like a turn and burn, like, and it's just
Well, this should be an indication to people when they're guaranteeing their fish for 30 days. Why?
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I don't want to hog up the stream. I just want to get on and get.
You're fine.
Yeah, dude, no, I always appreciate you, man, and I really do appreciate you bringing in the actual international perspective.
Well,
because I have literally zero, but it was just I got a feeling from watching certain videos and everything, and it's just like other countries have a different perspective on this hobby. I think they see it differently.
They do, and you know, like I said, I'm very fortunate with the work I do. That you know, I work with people from Mexico, all over Europe, and they have a different perspective. And I'm not saying that either of us are right or wrong, or what, but it's a totally different perspective. And I personally have found I can have really good, comfortable conversations with people in Europe. Because I kind of see the hobby the same way they do. But like I said, it's amazing the difference. So that's where I thought a lot of it was going. But I understand where you're coming from now. How can we drive the hobby? And I think just having streams like this, and I keep telling you and Branton, you guys are the ones that got me bit by the YouTube bug, or I wouldn't be doing this at all.
Hell yeah, dude, that makes me happy, man, because we need more people like you, and I think you are you being out there and being involved is going to add a depth to the hobby. I mean, I know it added a depth to my hobby. You know, like I view and I shout you out in almost every video. I try to shout out the idea that just one tank, and I try to you know and say it not for everybody, but you know, if you have a bunch of tanks and you're an experienced fish keeper, just one tank is a good idea for a rare maybe something more endangered or something that just needs help to be kept around.
Speaking of endangered, that video with your tequila, those tequila look really good.
Thank you very much.
How many fry do you have right now?
What do you think, man? Like 10, Branton? Do you see like probably 10
probably.
In there? Yeah, about 10, maybe a little bit more. Dude, those babies, that tank is stocked with moss. Those babies are good at hiding, man. Like you will see nothing until you feed, and then everybody's just like, boom.
Well,
I love it.
Your adults are getting ready to go into breeding dress, so be prepared.
Oh yeah. So
I know
I'll be getting some more babies soon.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, you have a good night. I'm gonna head out.
Hey man,
Thanks,
man. Stay safe out there. See you around. All right. I thought this was an interesting comment. My dog isn't a hobby. My cat isn't a hobby. So my fish aren't a hobby. Huh. That is an interesting thing the way we talk about it.
Yeah.
Like that's an interesting. I mean, like it's kind of picking apart words.
But I guess it all depends on how you want to word it. I mean, everything I do that isn't. I have so many hobbies, and just because I call them a hobby doesn't mean I value them any less than if I didn't.
I mean, if you talk to Todd, right? He's a car guy, right?
Yep.
I bet his car means a lot to him, a lot more than like the average person's car means to them, right? It's probably a part of his life, So that's a hobby that's not even a life form, but it still has more of a meaning, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that hobby degrades the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys got to meet Patty's Petite Tanks. She passed away semi recently.
I think I heard.
She used to really dislike it when anybody would call fishkeeping a hobby. She ripped me apart one day.
Yeah, and it's like, I wouldn't say, all right, so if we wanted to pick apart that statement, I guess it's the fish aren't the hobby, it's the building the tanks are the hobby. And then you're the building a home for them is the hobby. And then you make them part of your family by having them around, right? Like, I got fish that I definitely, obviously, I don't look at my guppies the same way as I look at other fish, but my angels, I still miss my first angel. I rehomed him, and it kills me that I did it. And my epistos, that female right there is the reason I do so much of this. And so it became more than just an animal to me, for sure. Like, for sure. So
I know it is a hobby because that's how I was raised with it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's
I consider it a hobby.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a hobby. Yeah, like
I love my hobbies though. So
yeah. So
and I agree though. The building of it is more the hobby than the actual keeping of it.
Yeah. Like we would just be picking apart the statement basically, right? It's like the word hobby I don't think degrades any part of how deeply you feel about it or whatever.
Correct. Not to me it doesn't. I know to some it does, but to me it does not.
Yeah, no, So, all right. Has anyone seen Eric or talks to him? We can. I should have been better at this because it feels weird announcing his sticker without him here. Because I do want to do that at some point. But if anybody sees him out there, Eric Wyrock, let him know so I can show him his sticker.
Somebody that can get a hold of Eric.
So Zen, that is a very accurate statement.
What's up?
What's that?
With the endangered fish.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Can I ask without sounding like a problem? All right, hold on. Can I ask a question without sounding like the problem? But is it possible they're endangered because the majority of folks don't like them and their habitat being destroyed isn't enough to care?
A lot of people take that stance.
I mean,
So you need specialists like Ed, or Skull.
Yeah, I mean,
realistically, I have zebra plecos, right? They're
what's up?
endangered. I said I have zebra plecos. They're endangered. There's only one collection point for them, and they're going to build a dam on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got white clouds. They're endangered or extinct. It's not a good yet, but it's still an endangered or extinct fish, or to be.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, anything you keep in an aquarium is bound to become extinct because of humans, and not because they're fish collecting, because they're going to build on top of them.
Well, like look at any movie from the future. We got fucking skyscrapers that are like, like
oh yeah.
So if we look at the infinite timeline, right? Like eventually we would cover every piece of grass, every piece of land in buildings. I mean, like that would be the inevitability at some point.
You can make people aware of things, and you can, make them aware, but you can't make them care.
That's a harsh statement to hear, but it's so true. I mean, you can't change someone's private opinion. You can change
when we just said that, it reminded me of what is the Lorax. If someone like you doesn't care a whole lot, something I forget the phrase and the word, but it reminded me of that.
I missed that one. So
yeah.
Lorax, man.
I love that movie.
Yeah. No, that is
broke, so we didn't take the kids to it.
Well, the book. Did you ever get? You never read the Dr. Seuss book though?
Yeah, I've read the book, but yeah, the most memorable is the old school movie.
Yeah.
Not the newer ones, but the old one.
I don't think I've ever seen the old one either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen the old one either. Yeah.
Oh there's an old you can tell it was like, new first age, like.
They are right.
Yeah.
The bright colors and that kind of stuff, they are definitely driven toward that. Which is where Greg comes in with his line breeding, to bring out the more colorful. It does make them more appealing to the standard person.
Yeah, I mean that is because I mean what I just say here, Americans are more driven towards ornamental fish. Like unless it looks pretty, it's fucking hard to get someone to be like
Skull's got the quote for you too.
Because unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great quote.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it is a good quote, and it is very true. But everybody's distracted. Finances, bills, trying to live the modern life. It's hard to have extra time to care about endangered.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's hard to even stay clued in on the day-to-day freaking.
Yeah, and it's not even that it's hard to care about it. It's they don't have time to know about it.
Yeah. How can you even educate yourself when you're trying to just freaking?
Yeah, I mean, you can't care about something you don't
water.
know about. So, if it's some obscure bee that's going to die and go extinct in Africa, how are we supposed to know about it? I mean,
am I still going to be able to get honey? All right, fine. I don't give a shit.
That's essentially what it is, yeah. And so for most people, it might be, well, if the fish is going to die, can I still get tuna in a can?
Yeah. Oh, man. They'll just end up freaking, everything's just going to end up being fake food at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be Jetson's pill, put it in the microwave, and it comes out as a dinner.
Jeff, can you 3D print us a steak, please?
Yeah.
Ain't going to taste very good.
It's gotta taste good.
I can't for taste yet.
I want mine medium rare, damn it.
Yeah. This is well done. What the fuck?
Yeah, just 1 second though.
Oh, hold on. What the hell,
Eric's
dude?
here.
Dude, Scotty. Oh, Eric showed up. Sweet. Awesome. But I got to point this out. Scotty, I'm at the beginning of the stream. I live about 15 minutes from Garnet Valley. I know Mike, the guy that runs the program. My club gave them a large donation to help the program, dude.
Nice.
Oh my God, that is so cool, Scotty. No freaking way. I absolutely love that. That is dude, I saw the short about that program and it blew my mind. He's way in the past, so he's not hearing me right now. But
yeah, he'll hear you eventually.
But yeah,
without people like Ed and Skull doing it, if they're not public about it, people don't know the fish even exist because they're not in the stores. They're definitely not in the box stores. I know that my local store does like Goodeids. She likes oddball fish that are small, Caris type species. She doesn't like the cichlids and that kind of stuff. But I mean, realistically though, even CPDs are at risk.
Yeah, so, dude, because they're from Myanmar, right? And that's a
yeah. There's a lot going on. And hi, Eric.
Yeah,
Eric,
so you got something to say to Eric?
But yeah, Eric, would you like to hop up to receive your sticker? You don't have to, but we just
he does. Get up there, Eric.
You would be the first one to come up here to receive their sticker.
Yeah.
Zen should have also. I mean, it's only fair.
Right? But yeah, Eric, if you want to, just I'll just put the link in there just in case you want to. No worries. But we do have your sticker ready, so you get to see it here. And then we're not going to draw the next one this time. That'll be the next Saturday. What if I could? But I'm watching my babes with and cousins. All right, for sure. No worries, man. No worries. All right, so and since you're busy, I didn't want to keep you hostage or anything. I just wanted to give you a chance to see this thing. All right, so we have our next Fishroom Punk sticker. This is the second one, right? So all the other ones were random picks, and then we got Moneyless Maven was our first one, and this is our second Fishroom Punk member sticker. How you get this is being a member. What's up?
Make yourself big.
Oh yeah. I'm such a noob at this, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah, you should have it pulled up on your computer and just share a screen.
You've been live streaming longer than I have, man. So
for real, and I still haven't figured this shit out, man. Like,
do you have the picture on your computer?
No, what you're saying is actually probably the smartest way to do it. I'm worried about showing anything else though, and I have a lot of stickers in there that I don't even want to take the chance.
So you have to pull it up first and put it in like a separate file and open it from that file.
I'll do that next time, but that's definitely the way I should do that, Brandon, because yeah, but I'm gonna do that next time. I don't want to fuck with that right now because it'll be confusing. But this is Eric Wyrock.
That's awesome. Congrats, Eric.
You are our next Fishroom Punk. What if you would like, I will send you a sheet of them. All you need to do is send me your info at outsideandaquatics@gmail.com.
I so wish he was up here.
Yeah, it would. He is a joy to watch, man. He's so animated, and I love it, man. I showed my girlfriend because I was Foxy had your back, Eric. By the way, I was talking to her in the background. We were planning your sticker, and I had to get information. I reached out to I think it was Stephen P, and Stephen P's like, no, you gotta talk to Foxy. She's gonna know all the background info for the lobster inside story there. So
yeah.
Let's exit solo, bring everyone back up here. But I would be honored for a sheet. I'll holler at the email. Yep, it's just outsideandaquatics@gmail.com.
And then not to poke fun at you, Kyle, but one of these days you'll start calling Maya your fiance and not your girlfriend.
Dude, I don't know why I say that all the time. Like I think I'm pretty sure she calls me her boyfriend too. But it's just,
well, you can just skip it and get married, and then you can be husband and wife.
We really do. I think we should just kind of round up at this point because who knows when we're gonna get around to actually finishing it up. But yeah.
I did bring something up about the cherry barbs, that they're actually endangered as well.
Really?
Yeah, that was interesting because I had no idea about that.
Fish. I've known for a while now, but
yeah.
So cherry barbs in their natural form should be preserved. You know, I only have long fins right now. I'd like to get some short fins, just because I like to fish anyway. So I just want to make sure that didn't get missed.
I have never. Yeah, no, I have never had cherry barbs, and I did not see that comment. So thank you for pointing that out. That's interesting, and that's something that's like, I mean, that's common, right? Like you hear people talk about cherry barbs a lot, right? Or no?
Yeah. Not a lot, but reasonably amount, yeah. Because they're decent.
It's not something that you would
aggressive.
It's not something you would like think like, because like he said, you may already be keeping an endangered.
Yep, and you can get cherry barbs, I believe, at the big box stores. So I mean, you wouldn't really think of it.
Yeah, you would never. Yeah, you never expect, and you'd already be contributing to
even like white clouds. Yeah, white clouds are endangered as well. Depending on the line, at least. I don't know if all of them are, but I know some of them are. Like eventually, we get some from Todd that I'm going to work with, and the ones that he has, I believe, are critically endangered or endangered in the wild as well.
So, are those the gold ones, or are those the black? There's like
I can't remember the name offhand. He'll probably yell at me for it, but
the Vietnamese or the Vietnamese?
Vietnamese, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I do have gold and whatever the other common one is that you get from a pet store, which I have no idea where its origination or its original source is. It's just a store fish.
Oh, hold on. Here, this sounds more Da Nang white clouds. Is that one, or was it the Vietnamese, or is that the same thing? Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Jesus Christ! And then Ed comes in with I'm not gonna say that. I will try to say it. Tanix.
Oh, just a common white cloud is? Huh.
Tanixus albones.
Yeah, Tanixes.
But Tanixes. Oh, all right. That makes more sense. Tanixes.
Yeah, that's familiar.
But I like this. This was funny. Kyle, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to refer to her as your fiance at least 3 times before the night is over. Set it in your memory. I love the part too.
You don't get a choice. That's not a real choice. What she's saying is, if you don't, she's gonna block you on every channel you go to.
Oh shit! That's right. She's got that power.
Yeah.
She'd be modded up everywhere. Yeah, don't piss off Zen, guys. You piss her off, man. You might not be able to chat anymore.
I'm not afraid of Zen.
Oh, Zen, did you hear that?
All right, so I'm gonna do a little self plug here.
Oh yeah, do it.
I'm sure a lot of you are aware that I recently hit 500 subs, and I've been working with the 3D printer to make reader boxes. I am going to do. No, it's okay. You don't have to, but I am going to do a giveaway on some of these. I have one more rendition that I'm going to print. I believe it should come out about perfect. If not, it'll be satisfactory. And they are they're not something that I would really want to sell, but I will do some giveaways here and there on them for sure.
Cool.
And this is the uplift for it. So it is separatable, and then it's also dismantleable so it can be cleaned properly.
Nice.
One of the next generations that I'm working on for this is it's a lot of thread. I want to be able to make it so the top can come off. So far, The cap prints fine, but I can't get the rest of the upright to print fine just yet. So I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit.
That's very nice, man. Very nice.
And it's similar to Lowell's. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. This one's actually just a floating one, so you just plop it in the tank. The water level goes down. It's still at the right level.
Really?
One of the problems I've been having.
So it's universal, right? Universal.
Yeah, it's universal. It'll fit 5 gallon and larger.
5 gallon.
5 gallon. Yeah. It's too big for 2.5.
What, the last update you did? You said you were trying to get it so it would balance, right?
Yeah. This one's just a smidge off, and it has to do with the weight of this.
Okay.
But if I thin it up too much, then when you're tightening the air collar on, it can break the thread.
So can you counterbalance the other side?
That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
The other side's got more plastic in it, and this has got more of an air gap in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the air gap even bigger in the next generation, so it actually might be too much now. If it is, I can make this more heavy duty, so it would be for the better.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because it's pretty thick plastic, but it's still thin enough that if you work too hard, you can split the thread.
So
I think for most fish keepers, it's sufficient. For somebody that doesn't know better, you're never going to teach them better.
How are you enjoying that hobby, man, of messing with 3D printing?
A lot. Yeah. It's brought a lot to the hobby for me. I think
Man,
it's probably my favorite part of it right now.
When you answered that, man, your face lit up. Yeah. you are feeling a certain way about that.
Yeah. I don't think I printed yours yet. But there is something I'm working on. I think that one's the best one.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that. I don't know what it is, so I'm not holding anything back.
Well, it's not gonna be exactly what this is. So I've been watching Skeptical Aquatics.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've run across him yet.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah. So he put out a request for a plant holder for bare bottom tanks. So I think I'm gonna take these buckets and actually drill holes in them and make it so this can be your plant holder.
Nice.
So instead of it being a brine shrimp like yours was, it'd be basically a Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I get you.
Not exactly, but similar. Cool, another thing I was thinking about is with a little bit bigger one, turning it into basically a box filter with your plants in it. And the roots are the filter.
Okay.
For sure. So using it like
basically like a quarter box filter.
Are the roots as the sponge, basically?
Kinda. You could put a polisher in it if you really wanted it to, but otherwise, it'd be larger than this. Essentially, basically the size of a box filter, and your grate would go in. The spout would come up the middle. Then your roots would sit on top of it, and they would essentially tie into the grid over time as they grow in. But that would keep your water flow across the roots, because his theory is your roots have to have contact with water regardless to uptake nutrients. And I don't disagree with that because the soil's wet.
Well, dude, and if you've ever walked in any freaking body of water, man, how fast do you sink?
Right. Yeah. If it's got plants in it. If it doesn't have plants in it,
literally what I was just gonna say is if you got plants, you will sink. Yeah.
I mean, there are exceptions, but if you're looking at a thick weeded area, it is muck, which is just essentially lake mulm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then that gives that. Oh man, that's interesting. I mean, because like all terrestrial plants, they need that. I guess the same version of drainage, right?
Yeah, they need water, and and they can't be too soggy. I mean, there's a balance, but aquatic plants are designed to be wet, so yeah. And I don't know all the sciences. I'm not a damn scientist, but I'll let him theorize that side of it.
I think it
or
is.
Stephen P.
Oh, Eric, I got your email, so we're all solid. I think that's a great. I like that idea. The box filter with the plants in it. I don't know why that hasn't been done already.
Even for me, I don't run bare bottoms, but I run breeder tanks, so I need to be able to rip the plants out constantly.
Yeah.
So essentially, that'll work great for me too.
Very nice. I love it. Yeah. Well, keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this guy over here, man. Making moves.
Yeah. I should be having a pop-up stream for a giveaway soon too. And then when I do that, I think I'm gonna do 3 wieners for breeder boxes, as well as a set of stickers from you.
Hey. All right, sweet.
I got some more plastic on order too. The filament.
Very nice. God, what was I gonna say? 1 second here. Didn't plan this ahead of time, but
are we drawing for the next Fishroom Punk then, or
no? I didn't put out a post or anything because I fucked up. So I gotta we'll push that off till next week. I might do it on Wednesday. We'll talk and see if we're gonna do it stream next Saturday. If we do it next Saturday, I'll do the drawing then. If not, I might just do it on my Wednesday stream.
Okay.
In the morning, which would kind of, or I just put it back a week. Honestly, I think I got enough. I think we got enough space. We could just put it back a week, and it would be fine still.
This was a short month,
dude. Like,
so are you doing one a month then, or?
Yeah. So yeah, the first last week of the month I released. It's confusing because like the first month was weird because we didn't have one that was for the previous month. So the first month just kind of ran. The last week last week of the month I released the previous month's sticker, and then the first week of the month I draw for the next sticker is the rotation, if that makes sense. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that, guys. If you want to be one of those Fishroom Punks stickers, you have to be a member, and then either next week or the week after that, I will make a post. I will put a post out there. Make sure you comment on that post, and basically just keep an eye on the membership post. I'll explain it a little and later once I actually have the post up there. Because if I say it all right now, everyone's going to get confused, and that post is not up. So don't go and comment on any of the posts that are up there.
I do really like the Fishroom Punk stickers. I think they're great.
Yeah.
No,
I think you're a good person. You're a good person to do them, I think, as well. So.
Oh, thank you, man. Dude, I don't know if you guys saw the Aquarium Co-op stream, man. He actually fucking shouted me out on this last live stream, and that
watched that whole damn stream to see that shout out, and then it was right at the end of it. I could just fast forward.
Dude, right? It was right at the end, man. It was I was.
Somebody could have gave me a tip. I mean,
what was that?
Somebody could have gave me a tip. I didn't have to sit through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I probably should have said that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I like Corey and all, but so a lot of it's entry level stuff. So it just.
But yeah, no, getting that shout out, man. I was like on lunch from work, and it was just the perfect timing. I'm glad because normally I'm barely able to be present, but I was like, dude, on lunch. Seeing him hold up the sticker, and I was just like, dude, made that happen. I am very, very. I have a hard time saying this, but I'm very proud of myself. I have an aversion to being proud of myself, apparently, but I'm proud of myself, and yeah. I am also currently working on. I got a quote from an actual trading card company to get real trading cards printed up, like real card, like legit trading cards. And
it's been a long time since I've been involved with that, so I'm suspecting it's kind of expensive.
It's definitely more expensive than the stickers. It was always the goal was trading cards. But I had never came to the conclusion that I'd be able to get them made. I was always like, oh, I'm going to make them myself. And that's like possible, but it is not the ideal way to go about it. Like I just can't, I won't get the best product out there that I could. And so going through this company, it's going to be pricey. So I'm thinking about, so I get to get a free test batch so I can choose the finishes that I like and everything.
Okay.
And then with that test batch, I might be comfortable enough to possibly do a pre-sale.
So do they only offer like one design, or is there
so
like
the way it works
special
is that
gold raised edition or something like that?
They have like 5 finishes. I gotta see the stuff in person because I don't really understand what the finishes mean. Like there's like a pearl finish. There's like these different, like 5 different finishes that they have. UV ink. I don't know what that means.
Probably black light reactive.
Yeah. And so it's there's all those options. So I'm just gonna get like test prints of all of those. Make a choice on one of those. I'd like to get a holographic version, but basically the way it works though is like I pick per design. So the first release I don't think I'm going to do the cards necessarily in series. I think I'm going to pick like a random group of 7 to release, and these will only be sold in mystery packs. They're not going to be sold in the series sets like the stickers were. These I want it to feel like buying Pokemon cards.
So like the cards aren't going to be a set.
So it'll always technically be a series because they're going to be the same ones, just made as in the actual like double-sided cards. So I'll have a real Fishroom Punk back, like that standardized back.
He's saying you can't just go in and buy the series as cards. You'd have to collect them all.
Yes, you'd actually have to. It'd be just like buying Pokemon card packs. Me and Maya we were like talking to me and my fiance. One. I got two more. You gotta go for 3. So me and my fiance were talking about like the different one. Yeah, I did 1, 2 more, right? So total of 3.
Well, you said it twice.
Oh. I see what you got. I see. You're right. Yeah, I got 1 more. So we're running the numbers and like trying to figure out like how many cards for per pack I could do. What was that?
Who was running through the numbers?
My fiance.
There you go.
My fiance and I.
I don't know.
All right, you're covered.
We're gonna have to ask them if this is acceptable or not.
Do we cheat?
It's all in the same conversation, so it might have been cheating.
But yeah, so I'm figuring out like trying to find an affordable price point because it's like it's shipping too, so it's not like you're not going to a freaking Walmart to buy these packs. I can make them cheaper if that was the case, but like I have to ship them. Yeah, so it's like if somebody goes on and just buys 1 pack, if they're just paying, if I have separated shipping on a lot of the items now. The cards are still free, I believe, but like shipping is separated from the price of a bucket. So if you buy a bucket, you pay $5 for shipping, and then you can add like I think the $5 covers the bucket and the keychain. But dude, the website shipping is confusing as hell, and I'm trying to activate international shipping too because I've had people reach out for that. That is a fucking shit show. So confusing. I have no idea about rates and everything. It's like
I think I'm gonna end up shipping internationally at some point. Not live goods, but maybe some of my 3D prints.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have to figure out that whole game too,
dude. It's like all activating all the regions, and then I'm guessing on what it's gonna cost me, so I have to set like a rate, and it's like I don't know.
That's something I don't get because I know I've ordered from Craig and Belinda before, and realistically, the shipping from Australia was pretty reasonable.
Well, so I shipped a T-shirt to Sarah the Great. It was $40 to send her a shirt.
Yeah, but it's it's going around the freaking world.
Well, yeah, no. But I'm saying, so how much how much is the freaking like if I send them with just the international stamps, it's like $1.75. You know what I mean? Like, and I could technically fit 2 of my packs of cards in one envelope with an international stamp and send it, but then you don't have tracking on it, and if it gets lost, then there's just that whole iffy area of it. I don't know. And so if I don't get standardized rates, really what I need to do is I just need to get someone that's international to just go on like a conference call with me and like have me set a rate and then have them like try to place an order and like tell me how it shows up and what it does for them on their side, because I don't even know of a way of testing that myself because I'm not international. You know what I mean? Or maybe I could just send a shipping address as international. I could literally just pick up business, like a random business in freaking any country, and just set that as a shipping address. Wouldn't that be the same thing?
It'd get you close, I think.
Right, and then that would just give me an at least a generalized pricing.
Yeah. So it depends on how they work it. If it's similar to like the U.S., where got Wisconsin, California, whatever, I would think going across fees, it would be fairly similar if you're going within that particular country/state or whatever. Like if you're going to Australia, it might be different from one end of Australia to the other because of the different states or provinces or whatever within it.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, I think I overall.
I think it would get you close enough to not,
to at least just be able to set,
yourself.
Yeah, to just set like a generalized price, because it's not. I'm not shipping mad like a heavy amount of weight or anything like that. It's just.
No, you could also always try a zip code in each one of the places.
Yeah, and just kind of just getting an idea.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense though, because I keep thinking about, I'm like, why hasn't Corey started shipping international for all of his stuff? Because he makes so much money, and then it's like, holy shit, dude, I couldn't even imagine figuring out all of that and tax.
He's also got the plants.
And
foods.
Yeah, and you can't even.
Yeah, and how you blacklist selling plants and foods to people off your website if they're in a different country.
Yeah, and you have to set all that.
Or a 48-inch light when you had those. I mean, that's just. I can't imagine trying to ship a 48-inch light.
Dude, yeah. The amount of paperwork it took, I had to fill out a packet to send the t-shirt to Australia. It was literally a packet of all these questions, and I felt so weird because it wanted the individual weights of every item, and I was like, if I don't put this correctly, you guys are gonna like take this package is gonna be stuck in some freaking random country somewhere, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be out of t-shirt, like, and out the money from it is, I don't know, international shipping. It almost makes me wonder if I should just do like a backdoor option where it's like, if you're an international customer and you want to buy them, send me an email and we'll just do a backdoor deal. Like, because I have this one person that's from the UK.
Mail it friends and family instead of via business.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because I have this one person that's been emailing me from the UK that's been trying to get the stickers, and that's why I've been trying to figure out the international shipping.
Yeah, I know Andrew agreed to send me one of his aquarium daily mugs because he's changing his names to It's Fishy. But I really want an aquarium daily mug. So I don't know how much that's costing, but at least I'm getting one before they're gone.
Yeah, dude, those rare merch items, man. I
tell you what, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just put I got this tank in front of me. That's where the new pygmy sunfish are. I just dropped some brine shrimp in there. Watching those guys eat is pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, can you show us them or no? Is that possible?
I can try.
Oh yeah, let's see them, dude. Let me put you on solo. Because I meant to ask to see him before we started, and then I got distracted. I do that so much.
All right. So there's one of the males right there. I don't know how well that's showing up.
Oh yeah, dude.
See him? And there's a female right there in front of him. That's one of the females there.
Rotate your phone.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Where'd he go? Right there. So yeah, there's female, there's the male. The males are pretty dark.
Yeah.
Wow, they kind of sit like a goby almost.
Yeah, they kind of swim like that too. These are the Everglades.
Those are the Everglades. Okay.
Yep.
And then Tristan's working on the other one, the Gilbert eye.
Yeah, Tristan's got the Gilbert eye that he's trying to breed currently. Still, he hasn't gotten any fry from him yet. He said he needs to focus on him more. So I'm gonna still see if I can get those from him eventually.
Yeah. When I got mine, they were in a community 55, and there was random survivors here and there. Is pretty much what it came down to.
Yeah.
So Branton, J&N says you already know what he or she wants to see. I don't know who's running the channel right now.
It's probably Jeremy, but we can hope it's Naomi.
What does he want to see? He was talking about Blackhorns the other day.
Oh, maybe that is probably it. Yeah, I remember that.
So you can't really. Oh, they're kind of hard to see on camera.
I sent you a
link. Yeah, I can see that.
Jeremy.
There's a ton of them in there.
Yeah, at the scale Jeremy wants to do it, he needs to follow. What's his name? Can't think of his name. Greg. Is it Greg?
So
Skull knows.
So hey guys, do you guys want to do something? Well, actually, Brandon's the one that gets to decide this.
What's up?
So you have seen the sticker, and Mel just reminded me that
Well, I'm on here. I'm gonna try and pull some of these out and see if the pygmy sunfish like them.
But no one has seen any version of the bare bottom Branton sticker, right? You think we should show it off?
Did you finally make it?
I've had it made for a while.
Did you take my tips on it?
I didn't take any specific.
I am sad.
This but Branton gets to decide though, because it is his technically his.
That Branton doesn't get to decide because I helped name him that. So.
Yeah, Jeff's been the pusher of it. I believe I was the one that opened my loud mouth and said bare bottom Branton, and ever since then.
There's no way I'm gonna let that slide. It's with you forever now.
So
but we are expanding.
Oh, the light just went out.
We're expanding it from bare bottom Branton to bare bottom Branton and the Sandy Bottom Boys.
Yeah, the Sandy Bottom Boys.
Yeah.
Does people get that reference? The Soggy Bottom Boys from freaking.
I believe they do.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh my god!
Here we go. We got a female over right now.
What's the movie?
Was it Where Art Thou?
Yeah, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
I'm a man of constant sorrow.
I'm pretty sure we can get Jake to do a pretty good tune on that one. That's more his vibe of what he likes to sing. Because he wanted to turn the other one into a country song or folkish like that.
Yeah, I don't talk about it a lot, man. But I don't have a whole lot of skill, but I play a little bit of piano and a little bit of guitar. Specifically, I can mess with blues scales. It's like the one banjo? Thing that I can do.
We need banjo, man. Really need
banjo. I could probably mess with the banjo if I picked it up and played with it a little bit. I might be able to do a little bit of picking.
I've been pondering it.
But all right, so I think people would like to get a sneak peek. Now I can't guarantee that this is going to be the end all be all version.
So when can we buy them? No, you don't get a say in this.
So
we already decided that. We decided that already.
Don't show anyone.
Don't show anyone. No one ever gets to see it.
We've already decided you don't get a say. If you try to have a say on it, we'll stick Zen after you. So there.
So to get this sticker will not be available on the website because it's So this one's how it's gonna go. The first release, the first people that get it are the people that are going to that Quad City swap. So I'm gonna bring a version. I'm gonna bring a bunch of them. Brandon's gonna sign them, I think, if they want them signed. And then
Every
you
one
guys
of them.
can get. What's up?
Every one of them I want signed.
Well, actually, that is. I think overall, I think that's the idea. Is like he'll sign them all, but everyone that's there will get the first versions of them in person, and then after that,
how am I signing them? Are we gonna do like beforehand, like in the bathroom with some paint, and I put my butt cheeks on there, or what?
You got to hand it to him.
But that's small.
Like it's like.
I mean, I could fit the card on there enough to where you could tell, there's a crack in two cheeks.
I always do a BB Branton.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, hold on. So.
All right, we're ready.
Are we ready, guys? Since I didn't announce this, I think this is the perfect way to do it, since no one knows but the people that are here.
If Branton disappears, he got too embarrassed.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, I dropped off from solo. Branton's just gone. Everyone hates me. My channel gets deleted. Fucking. All right, you guys ready for this? I'm excited. I think I did pretty decent. Like I said, there might be some small tweaks to it, but overall, this is the Bear Bound and Branton sticker, guys.
Nice. I can accept that. That's good.
It took a lot of. It went through a few. Oh, what's up, Cam? Yeah, it went through a few different versions. We were working on it. I kept sending him like different pictures and different types. It's hard. It was a hard one to get because, like I said, like working with ChatGPT and trying to get it to do anything that is anywhere near risque is hard. But I hope that meets everyone's expectations. You guys saw it here first. Now you can tell everybody that it officially exists.
That is
my wife.
If I was drawing it out.
Lady, yep. It's my Bear Bottom man. I love it.
If I was drawing it out, it'd be pretty similar.
What was that?
If I was going to draw it out, it'd be pretty similar to that.
Right? So, what were? So you said your suggestions. I don't remember exactly. What were they? What were you saying?
The little suntan girl.
The copper tone one,
down
right?
her pants. Yep.
All right. So
what I would have done with it was I would put him in the water with the koi pulling down his boxers or something.
So I was trying.
I know. I'm sure. Yeah.
What?
I'm sure that you were. I think the only way you could do it is if you actually physically drew it out.
No, exactly. Because like every time I was like, I tried to get it to be saggy, like sag his pants, and then try to get a fish, like, edit, because it wouldn't understand a fish biting pants.
Yeah, no, I know.
I tried to get a dog biting it, and I tried to use make it inspired by the old school that commercial, and I just tried to get these like hints, because if you're too direct, it won't violate copyright. So like you have to like hint it to do something and then let it do it on its own, right? And I was so, because I liked that copper tone idea.
I think for the program you used, it's about as perfect as you can get it.
Right? I think I'm proud of it. I'm pretty happy. Thank you.
And Brandon's still here, so he's not that embarrassed.
Right?
No, there ain't no shame in my game.
So I guess I should have time stamped it or whatever, so people have to come to this live to see it. But I don't know how we'll eventually
a minute 40 in.
Yeah, about minute 40 in, you guys can see the about minute 40. I'll tag that.
Watch the whole damn stream, then you can see.
Yeah, you got to search through actually. That's freaking search. I like that. Get more watch time out of it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I got to figure out how to get that out to the average everyday person. Maybe it's kind of like the if you place an order and you mention, maybe it's a code, like a hashtag code.
It's like a speakeasy thing. You gotta know.
Yeah, I think a code would be
Member
the way
code?
What's up?
Membership code?
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
well, not just members only, because I don't want to. That one,
Pay
it
wallet.
became such
I'm
a
okay with
thing. What's up?
Pay wallet. I'm okay with it. You
Pay
only have to
wallet?
sub for a month or get a free membership or pay somebody else for it. We'll turn it into a black market thing.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I really want. That's why I want to do the cards and the mystery packs, because I will be so
Good night, Dad.
happy if people are trading these things. Oh my god, that would.
Yeah, well, that's what's going to be cool about the signed ones. They're gonna, not that they're gonna be worth $1 million, but they'll have that signature on there.
Yeah, it has meaning within the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really do. I think that, man. It became like a thing, dude. Like it became a life of its own, for real.
Real fast too. It did not take long.
It caught on.
I pushed it hard.
It had a good promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, you guys, man, you too. I can't thank you guys enough for being just amazing people, man. I hate freaking it seems I don't want it to ever seem cheesy because I say it so much, but you guys mean the world to me, for real. You guys are fucking awesome people, man, for real.
I appreciate that, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to deserve such great people to have found in this community,
timing.
but
yeah. Yeah, no, speaking of that, I appreciate you having me over the weekend.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even get to we need to put that link in the chat at least sometime here. We get that pulled up.
I did get to watch it. That was good.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it for like 3 days though, because Branton said, "Hey, it's coming out soon." And then
I had
waiting
issues.
and waiting.
I was expecting to be able to watch it at work on Friday, man, and I had to suffer through all Friday.
No, I uploaded, right? So I uploaded it to release on Friday morning. And then
that link, guys, is the room tour, Branton's room tour. I didn't title it, so my bad. But that link is Branton's fish room tour of my fish room. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first upload, I uploaded it, and it's like the music was good. And then like when it went to the talking, you had to like blast it up to like 30 to hear anything. So I was like, well, that ain't gonna work, because then as soon as people crank that thing to hear the sound, and then once the music plays at the end, they're gonna fucking ruin their TV speakers. And I was like, no, I gotta re-upload it. So I went to re-upload it. I changed the volume, and then it wouldn't upload. I had to wait like a whole day for it to finally start to upload. And then when I uploaded it and it finally came on again, when I fixed the volume, it put the volume back in the B-roll. So the whole B-roll, you heard like me and Kyle bullshitting, and I was like, well, that ain't gonna fly. So I had to go back in. I had to fix the volume on the B-roll, and then I had to upload it again. It was awful.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, it only happens on the videos that you're that excited to post. Like, if you're really stoked to post a video, there's something gonna happen on the fucking upload. It's like every time, dude. If it's just like an average video, you're just shooting something, it'll go through fine. But those ones you're really excited about, they always tease you like that, man. I'm telling you, like the YouTube uploading system just knows. Yeah, this is actually something I want to tell everybody. If you ever feel weird about your fish room, get one of your friends to come over, or someone, and like see their experiences. Watch your fish room through someone else's perspective, and it kind of reinstates like how cool what you're doing is.
Yeah.
You can really lose sight of what you're doing, and that your video, like I was like, wow, I have a lot of cool things, and I need to be happier and more proud of the things I'm doing, because like there's a lot of neat shit in here. And it was I had lost sight of that just being around it all the time. So
yeah, no, it was a really fun one to make too. I liked how I had that little spoof in the beginning, and then I just thought it was really fun. The little puppy break in the middle of it. It was. We got
my fiance loved that puppy break, by the way.
Yeah, we got the anole to eat that cricket. We were like, yeah. It was a really cool video to do. It was fun.
and I felt like a ninja because I caught the fish with my hand.
Yeah, that was sweet. Just scoop that guppy out of nowhere.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, so much fun, man. So much fun. But yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say thank you for that, Stan. Thank you. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, check it out.
For real,
it was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and it was funny because I can't remember. I saw someone's comment on it, and they're like, "I didn't know Kyle had so many guppies." And I was like, "I'm like, I really don't show off my fish room a whole lot, do I?" Like, I had. Oh shit, Jeff, man, what's up? Thank you very much, man.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
You're the shit, man. But yeah, I was like, I really don't show my fish room like at all. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm honestly kind of the same way. Like, I've got these 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 tanks up here, and nobody's really seen them. Which eventually I'm going to do a fish room tour of all these tanks, but yeah,
maybe we'll just have to get Kyle over there and do it for you.
Yeah,
I'd be down, man. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. I don't know if I'll do as good of a job as you did, man. You got away. You got away with that. Did you use a filter over the footage? Was there like a? It looked. I love the coloration, man. It was a good contrast.
That's the iPhone. Everybody gives me shit for having an iPhone.
Yeah, dude. I something about the way you shot it though, man. I don't know. Maybe it's. Oh, you know what? No, what it was is because we actually turned off the tanks behind and stuff.
Yeah, that too. I was having you turn off lights and shit.
Yeah. And when I'm by myself, I get so lazy about that shit. I'm just shooting stuff and I don't give a shit. But like, that made a big difference. Yeah.
I'm really confident your cry phone is not special.
What's that?
I'm really confident your cry phone is not special.
Phone? That's what I thought he said. Cry phone. Oh god, he's just sad that he doesn't get to see the blue letters or the blue bubbles.
Blue letters.
Bubbles.
I've got an iPhone for work.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like we've actually talked about this before. But yeah. I like.
Jake, you're fired. Only Jake can operate the keyboard now.
What's up, HHD? I really like the expressive text things, like the slam text, and then like you said, the balloons and the confetti and shit. Dude, I love doing that shit. It's so much fun. Or the spotlight. The spotlight.
Well, they got the one too. You got to rub it to show it, the invisible ink or whatever.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you haven't used that one yet?
No. What?
Yeah, send me a text quick.
Invisible ink. What? And then it disappears again. Dude.
Yeah.
You just got to rub it a little bit. Just got to rub it a little bit.
I think Zen wants to help you.
Oh my god. Well, shit, dude. We're to the 2 hour mark, guys.
Close, yeah.
I don't want to leave my fiance alone for much longer. I definitely hit 3 now. That's 3 for sure. I had to sneak that one in there. Definitely loves that fun. But all right. So, do we have any other things we wanted to say before we wrap this on up?
I don't think so.
No. All right. So.
Yeah, one thing.
Oh yeah. What's up?
All right.
Pick a endangered species to keep of some sort.
Oh, you're gonna choose one, huh? You want us to?
No, just if you're a fish keeper, just pick one for your tank,
okay.
Even if you're not breeding them.
Yeah. Oh, so you're giving a PSA right now?
Cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess currently
help bring back some more into them.
Yeah, currently my species, I guess, would be, let me show it off quick. Would be the Scyphia, the multi-punctata. These are from what, Tangent Saguaro, I believe is the collection point. If Ed's still in here, he'd be able to help me out on that. These guys are really pretty.
Went to bed.
Yeah,
which ones are those?
The Scyphia multi-punctata. But as you can see, there's Big Mama right there. There's a couple of Big Mamas, and then there's a ton of fry in here. And then somehow there's a shrimp in there. I don't know how that shrimp got in there.
Because shrimp are evil.
Yeah, I got shrimp everywhere. Yeah, there's a yellow shrimp in there. That's weird. Because there's yellow shrimp all over this tank.
So I didn't realize that Denison barbs were endangered also. I think Select Pet mentioned it earlier.
Denison barbs, huh?
Really?
Yeah.
So, that's another one. It's kind of similar from like the cherry barbs. You just wouldn't really expect it. Like you hear about them a lot, but like.
Yeah. So some of the endangered fish is because of us, where we over collected them. Many of them are more because we polluted the water or built something on top of where they used to live or something along those lines. I know that fish keepers get the blame for a lot of fish, but the vast majority of them, realistically, it is because of habitat loss. So,
yeah, because when you think about it, there's so many fish out there that just
even in Wisconsin, there's so many fish that we used to have that got eaten by bluegills and bass and muskie that they put in lakes that never used to have them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when you got those fish that only live in a few select bodies of water, it doesn't take long to completely eradicate that.
Yeah, there's killies in the Tomahawk River and the Wisconsin River, the Starhead top minnows, and two other ones. I don't remember what they are though. But the Starhead top minnow I remember.
So they're called minnows, but they're a killie?
Isn't there a chub or something? Yeah. A chub or something that's going bye-bye? Well, I don't know. I used to see
maybe.
A lot more...
There's a lot of small fish that have gone bye-bye.
Yeah. Do you guys know about the tail light minnow? I think it's called. There was one because I was looking at like what are like rarer species. Like if I was going to look for like something to make a goal to find, like just something neat to find in the wild.
If you look in Wisconsin, there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of endangered little fish.
Yeah.
I used to see creek chubs all the time, and I don't see them anymore.
Go north. There's more north. Yeah. There was a fish. I used to do a lot of snapping turtle fishing. So I'd be out at night with a flashlight, and there was a minnow that it was a topwater minnow down in the Milwaukee area that had a really bright line on it. I don't remember if I ever caught any or not. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I would have remembered it. But I never found them during the day. I can only ever see them at night. It was a schooling minnow, super bright, shiny line on them. And it's very possible that could have been a killie, and I didn't know it.
Hey, congrats, Shirley. Get that Higer stuff. Woo-hoo! Get some free stuff.
Yeah, no. So Peplin has access to dace, and dace are one of our best-looking fish that we have here. Red, yellow, and brown.
Oh, I've seen the sticklebacks from.
Yeah, sticklebacks are ugly though.
Fish Street. Yeah, they looked like just like a kind of pretty general fish, right?
Yeah, I think we have 3 spine and maybe 9 spine natives of Wisconsin. I used to catch them a lot when I was a kid. But it's just a little brown fish or whatever. Then when the creek dries up, they burrow into the mud.
So you guys are all right. I guess we'll end on this, and I don't want to put us down a whole rabbit hole, but
because we're coming up on Vibes time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's actually perfect to bring up. Vibes will be next, so make sure you guys head on over to there. Get ready for the summer because I just went into my old videos and I had put them on private because I was weird because they didn't really fit the vibe of the channel. But now I really don't give a shit. I put my outdoor collecting videos back on public. So like the crawfish video that I had, and then I'd put like I did another video of just doing some of the rivers and streams in my area from like last summer. And not collecting isn't the right word, just observing,
exploring.
Exploring.
Well, I deleted a bunch of stuff off my channel because I was about to delete my channel. It didn't have anything to do with the fact that it wasn't having to do with aquatic stuff or fish keeping. But even at that, I'm showing 3D printing stuff. I show a lot more fishing than I do really my fish room. And once I start lure painting again, I intend on showing that.
Yeah. So it's more of like we're more personality type channels. It's like you're coming for us, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I thought.
That I think is a freaking miracle, but whatever.
What do you mean?
I think
that anybody wants to watch any of us.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah.
I think Nicole was talking about maybe going to the conservatory tomorrow. They've got the orchid bloom going on. So if we go, I might take a little video of that.
You want to know what's crazy? My lady was showing me a video from the Chicago Garfield Conservatory, and I was like, "Can we go tomorrow?"
Yeah.
So that's funny, man. Yeah, I want to be around some nature, and I'm just jonesing to be outside.
Yeah, they got like this whole like inner stream system where all the koi like move around and stuff. It's a really cool place. I like it.
Yeah, dude. So definitely make sure you get some video of that. I want to see that for sure if you go out there. Yeah. Make sure you enjoy it too, though. Don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. All right, everybody. Much love to all of you out there. Thank you for spending another lovely Friday night with us. I really appreciated the conversation. I appreciate you guys hanging out for me struggling with some of my thoughts and having us all talk about our perspectives on this. And I appreciate the I don't know. I feel like I have a deeper understanding of the topic I want. So I feel like it was a goal accomplished for me, at least.
Yeah.
I hope everybody else got something valuable out of it too. That's what we're trying to do. Add value, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. You guys got any say?
Let me crash it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for popping up, man. And Ed, if you're still out there, thanks for popping up. And yeah. So we will and go over to Vibes right now. Vibes Aquatics. Yeah. And buy Fishroom Punks stickers. They're on the website.
Hashtag Fishroom Punk.
Yeah, hashtag Fishroom Punks. And I'm gonna go hug my fiance right now.
Really sucking up there, aren't you?
All right. Much love, guys. Catch y'all later.
Yep.